Hey, everybody, this is Jeremy with ZTP Mag. I'm here with the guys in Julien-K. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Great.
We're here at the Rose Music Center in Dayton, Ohio, and we just watched Bush play, Julien-K, The Cult, and STP is coming up next. But we got a quick second to talk to these guys and find out how the tour is going so far. And I want to hear a little bit about what you guys are doing.
Well, the tour is going amazing for us. I mean, actually amazing for all the bands, but for an independent band like Julien-K, no record label, no support, no real infrastructure at all other than the guys here. This is a huge, huge deal. And to be able to play in front of crowds this big with no record label support, no single on the radio is just a huge fucking win. Can I cuss? Yeah. Okay, cool. It's just a huge win. Yeah.
Listeners are this.
Yeah. It's a huge win, and we couldn't be happier. We're playing our own headlining dates in between all of these shows and all the way out to these shows and all the way back. So we played from California all the way out here, and then we're doing these shows, and we're playing in between and then playing all the way back. What we're doing, the overarching plan with Julien-K is we are recording our new album, Harmonic Disruptor, which we launched an Indiegogo campaign for, which went number 1 in the world for the 5th time. Every single campaign we've done has broken records. This is the same as all of them. It's just fucking balls to the wall. We did $20,000 in 24 hours, and that was out of a 30-day campaign. So we went into in demand, so the campaign's still going. So if you guys want to get involved and help us make and finish this record, we'd really appreciate you jumping onto Indiegogo and typing in JKHD in the search bar, and you will find Harmonic Disruptor, and you'll hear some of the new music. You will see the video that we made, and it's pretty fucking great. It's going to melt your fucking face off. We are going to Europe after this. We have a couple of memorials for our dear friend Chester that we're going to be playing. We're going to be playing as Julien-K and Dead by Sunrise. So we're going to be playing some songs that we did with Chester because we're never going to let that die. And we're going to Mexico at the end of the year with these fucking clowns. And
It's not the first or the last time that we've been called clowns. But the funny thing is that I have a nickname for Ryan, too. But he doesn't know what his nickname is. But I'll tell him at some point.
Okay. Well, you can't be
I want to hear
dude, on TV. You can't be cryptic on TV. Now you got to say it. Yeah. Is it Captain Awesome?
It's Captain Sauceum. Like sauce, but awesome. Because you sweat a lot on stage, and it's like Ryan Sauce, Captain Sauce. I don't know.
Well, that went off the rails.
Usually does.
Yeah. But yeah, we have a really, really busy year, and we're out here supporting California Noir. It's a double album that we did that we also crowdfunded.
The 24-song.
Yeah, well, that's a 64 song.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Capsule.
Okay, yeah.
So
we were looking at that.
Yeah, we're fucking nuts. We're an indie band that's doing massive shit, and it's just unbelievable. We're doing more stuff than we've ever done on a major label. I mean, it's we're 5 times as productive as we were in Orgy, and it's pretty incredible. We're kind of slave drivers.
What do you think is the difference between this and Orgy that makes you more productive?
There's way less dysfunction. I mean, there's a lot of dysfunction. I'm a lead singer. I'm not a healthy human. I'm mentally not cool. But I think this band, and definitely Amir and I as a unit for the last 20 years, we want to make music. We want to make our fans happy. We want to be authentic. We want to work really hard. We want to hold ourselves to high standards. We don't want to fucking be pussies, So we come from the school of stop being a fucking pussy and get it done. Get music out to your fans. Get products out to your fans. Work hard. Finish shit.
Finish project?
Like finish all the stuff that you didn't finish and release it as time capsule. All 62 songs. And our fans eat that shit up. They love it. Why? Because we love it too.
That has to be the biggest release I've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that a record breaker right there?
I don't know. 4 tracks, 4 CDs. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's everything.
Yeah.
Or not everything.
No, yeah, there's more, but yeah.
More coming, right?
Yeah, don't say that.
No,
Yeah.
more music,
Don't record.
more new music coming. That's what he's talking about.
Another whole album.
So, you're indie. So how did you come about getting on this tour, like as an indie band?
The way you do things when you're indie, and the way we've always done things, is it's all about relationships. For 20 years, Amir and I have been in this business, through Orgy, Dead by Sunrise, and even my earlier stuff with Korn. We haven't burned any bridges. We've been, good people. We haven't treated people like shit. And, over time, that develops into like a decent reputation. On top of that, I think that we put out top quality music. I think that we've always been, musicians that try to do things that get other musicians excited, and obviously our fans excited, and the people in the business and all that kind of stuff. We happen to still be friends with all the people that used to manage us. Well, guess what? All those people are putting this show on.
Right. There you go.
There you go. And we also happen to be friends with almost everyone on this tour, all the bands. And Gavin was cool enough to kind of give us a little bit of a bump, like, Julien-K, because Gavin's become a friend of mine, and he's a fucking sweet guy, an amazing guy. Mix that with the fact that two of our previous managers are principals in this tour, and that's how you use your relationships and do things the right way, and we get a big opportunity as an indie. Typically, you'd have to pay money to be on a tour like this.
Right. Yeah.
That's
Can
what
I
major
add on to
labels
that?
do.
And I totally agree with everything Ryan is saying, but I think that there's more to that too. I think going back to what he's saying about we want to make music, Julien-K is always putting out music. California Noir, Time Capsule, all that was done indie with fan support, and we never knew or thought we would be on a tour like this. So I don't think these opportunities happen alone on relationships and all that. Yes, but the thing is that Julien-K has been kept busy.
Right.
Absolutely.
You're not on the couch. You're like, hey, you know what? We released an album 4 years ago, and we're friends, and we're cool.
You're not gonna
We
walk
play
on stage
awesome,
with friends.
and you don't just get these offers done, You need to keep making music. You need to keep being active, regardless of not knowing if you're going to get an opportunity like this. You just got to do it, So I just wanted to say that.
That's super relevant. Super relevant.
If bands like this put you on and you don't deliver like you guys did, I'm kind of glad.
Get sent home.
Yeah.
You will get sent home.
Well, the fans will boo you off.
That's right.
Especially on a tour like this. It's big bands, and a lot of the fan base is a little older than me. And if you're not delivering, like I said, I'm really glad that I got to see you guys actually perform first, and then come talk to you. But yeah, if you don't deliver, you guys are.
Yeah.
So
it's been every night. We might go out there to what looks like a nearly empty house, which would be like 1,000 people, right? When you're playing like 5,000 to 10,000 seat venues, and it triples by song too. And it's just been really, really good. And we go out there with that confidence, going like, "Oh, we're gonna fucking start making some noise, and you motherfuckers are gonna like this." And it's been amazing. It's been really, really good. And tonight was no exception.
So where are you guys headed next? You said you're doing a European tour?
We're going to do the States, the entire United States. We actually haven't sealed the deal yet, but we actually got more shows offered on this tour, which is really, really cool, just by being out here and kicking ass.
Right.
And everyone's fucking awesome. So we'll figure out if we can do those. But in September, we go to Europe. We're also going to play a big show in LA in honor of our friend Chester. We're going to play in Europe, a huge show in honor of our friend Chester, and play some of our own dates as well. And then in between that, we may get more tours, but we really need to get deep into the new album.
Right.
Deep. We got to go there.
Mexico. We're playing Mexico in December.
I said that earlier.
Right.
Oh.
So, out of curiosity, are these not benefit shows, but are these shows for Chester? Are they like a bigger group of other bands coming together? Or
In Italy, we're headlining, and there is a bunch of bands that are going to be playing Linkin Park songs, like a bunch of Italian bands, and I'm going to invite them to actually do some stuff with us. They don't know that yet, but guess what? I'm going to invite you up to sing with us and play. So I'll sing a lot of... Yeah, because they're all huge Chester fans, and this was born from the biggest sort of organic memorial was in Italy. And I'm talking like 3, 4, 5 days of 10,000 people, like fucking bananas. And so much so that they're memorializing it by making it a thing. And they contacted us, and we were like, yeah, of course. And the money's going to go to mental health awareness, charity, all that kind of stuff. We're not going to become, rich or whatever. We're going to go do the right thing, have fun, rock, and play our music and Chester's music. And then same for the show that we're playing in LA at what used to be the Nokia Theater. I don't remember the new name. It changed.
I thought it was still called that. I thought it was still called that.
No, it's something new. Yeah. So that's in downtown LA, and that's going to be another thing that's going to be for mental health awareness. The money's going to go to that. And they are talking to other big bands, but I don't know who else might be on it. I just said I think that because we're so close with the fans, because we are this unique independent thing, we do all of our own customer service. So we talk to our fans personally a lot. And I think with us signing on to that show, it legitimizes it and helps them get some other bands, because the other bands go, oh, well, Julien-K's playing, that's locked in. Then they can kind of fish out for some bigger bands because they go, oh, okay, it's a real show. Yeah. It's hard when these are fan-driven things, but we're a fan-driven band.
I've seen some of your live videos, and it shows that you love the music. You did a video where you were like walking on stage, hey, I'm going to go check this out, and then it was Bush. It's good to see actual fans of music, because sometimes I think the business side of this gets to people. I like seeing you smile like a little kid when you're like going on stage. That's pretty cool, man.
If you ever forget what we're actually doing, I listen to this fucking music. The Cult, when I was camping with my family, I would pull the covers over my fucking head because I did not want to be camping with my fucking family. It's the last thing I wanted to do in the summer. And I would fucking have my Walkman and I would listen to the Cult, and I'm like, and I'm fucking playing with them. I was just chatting with Ian Astbury on the fucking hallway. What blows my mind? At the same time, I'm kind of like, how do I say it? I'm confident in who I am. Right. So I'm not like, wah, oh my God, dude. But I'm like, I don't lose 1 second of this is amazing. Fucking wow. In just a minute, the fucking DeLeo brother is going to break this fucking jing, jing, jing chord that I don't even know how to do. And I peek around the corner and I'm like that. And he's like, no, because he doesn't want to show the chord, So yeah, I am like a little kid. I'm like, fuck it, Gavin's out there fucking killing it. This is awesome. So no, none of that's lost on us. Definitely not me. I'm enjoying every minute of it. I think there was a large part of Orgy where it was just so hot and heavy and fast, and there's so many drugs and drinking and all this kind of crazy stuff. I don't know that I think that a lot of it did go past me. Right. And I definitely, now that I'm a little bit older, I can really sit back and go, I'm really grateful to be here. I'm really grateful to be able to have a conversation with like Ian and be friends with Gavin and fucking the Stone Temple guys coming in here going like, are you guys okay? Is everything okay? It's like so fucking cool, man. I'm super stoked.
Oh yeah. So I'm just curious, what is the dynamics with? Is Orgy still a thing, right? They opened up for. No, I'm just curious. They opened up for Filter. Yeah. So is that just a separate thing? You guys are completely separate.
Orgy is just Jay. It's nobody in Orgy. There's more Orgy in this band.
Right. I was kind of wondering about that. I was like,
and I'm not saying this in a confrontational or pejorative way.
Yeah, that wasn't the point.
Yeah. But when this gets out, believe me, I can start shit with a word. I'm not trying to.
Right.
We would have loved to do Orgy. We unfortunately don't. I don't know if we can ever do Orgy now because he's gone off and written music on his own, and it's not. Orgy was a band, and you kind of can't do it the right way without Amir's insane, stack of gear,
Right.
and guitar synthesizers, and the weird shit that only he knows how to do and only he owns,
Right.
because it's a bunch of gear that you can't buy.
Handmade stuff.
Well, it's a combination. It's a lot of vintage stuff mixed with. It's a lot of stuff that no one would have thought of to use. And my specific rack and the group of us writing actually made. It's not. Well, even Marilyn Manson was a band. I was going to say it's not Marilyn Manson. You know what I mean? But it's. Well, I was going to say Guns N' Roses, but Guns N' Roses was a band.
Right.
I mean, it's not. It isn't. It wasn't like a one person writing everything type of thing. It was a group of people who had a sound.
Right.
So. It's kind of a bummer, I mean, we still love it, we're still on good, at least friendly terms with Jay, but we're not happy about that, we're not happy about what's going on. We are very happy that we're out here doing this on our own.
Yeah, you're
We don't walk around, we don't have the name.
Right.
We're not up here going like, we're not, it doesn't say Julien-K, the dude from Orgy on the fucking marquee up there, it says Julien-K.
right.
And we go out there and we play some songs, and maybe and we're judged for who we are,
Right.
and we're playing these giant shows, and I'm really really happy about that.
Yeah.
I would love to do Orgy, but unfortunately I think it's now gone a little too far. I think I think that we're really into being authentic and doing the real thing.
Right.
And I don't know that we could go now after it's been kind of not the real thing.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunately it's not selling as much and all that kind of stuff. It's just not. I don't know. I don't know how to do it now.
Right. Well, I mean, you guys came out and I think you only got 4 songs. It was a short set,
Yeah.
but your first songs, was your stuff, and people loved it.
Yeah.
I was standing next to people in the pit, the photographers, and then came back out and was standing around, and people were digging it.
Yeah.
And that was your stuff.
Yes.
And I don't think anybody expected you to play Blue Monday or anything like that. So I wish you guys nothing but the best in the future, man. That's
There's a point now in our careers now that, especially now that Chester passed, I think that Amir and I have realized that, we own all this stuff, and it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. There was a time when we were like, don't tell anyone we're an Orgy. We were very, very much like we're Julien-K. That's all it is. We don't. And now I think that we're going to kind of unapologetically play all this music because it is our music,
It's our legacy. Dead by Sunrise, Orgy, Julien-K. I mean, these are all our.
We're proud of it.
Yeah, we're proud of it. So we're kind of like, we're not going to play like a whole thing of it, but it's like, hey, if we want to throw a song in here or whatever, it's like, who else is going to do it, right? It's like, especially the Dead by Sunrise stuff. No one else is going to do that. So we feel like, we should honor Chester's memory as well, and at least.
Who does it, Amir? Who does it? Really, honestly, is the fans.
Yeah.
I have a Google alert set up for everything I'm involved in because I'm a fucking crazy bastard. So I get every single day. I get fans and other bands playing Dead by Sunrise songs every fucking day. There's a new, really good version of all the Dead by Sunrise songs sang by fans. These are the kids that are going to be in the bands soon. And they're listening to this music and they're playing it. So that's pretty cool. But I agree with Amir. We are super proud of what we've done. I'm proud of Orgy. I love Orgy. I love the guys in Orgy. I love what we did. I love our music. And I think that we're actually going to probably play a little bit more of it. And I love Dead by Sunrise. That being said, wait till you hear Harmonic Disruptor by Julien-K. Oh my God.
I can't wait. So
Chills. No, I'm showing you chills.
through the leather. Oh my God.
That's how bad the chills are. You can see it through the leather.
So my magazine is based out of Columbus, but we have we have fans in the Middle East. We have fans, but when are you coming back to Columbus?
It depends if we get another good tour offer this year. Otherwise, it looks like we're at least going to be able to do this once a year. It was a goal. When you're not on a record label and you're an indie, and this goes back to not being a pussy, you have to fucking set goals for yourself, and you have to sit down and go, okay, well, we're going to tour. Well, so how are you going to do that? Well, you have to start fucking breaking out a spreadsheet, and you have to start figuring the fucking shit out. I just said spreadsheet, and I'm a fucking alcoholic rock
They use
lead singer.
spreadsheets
And-
fucking
yeah.
everything.
But you have to sit down with your partner and your partners, and you have to sit down and figure out how the fuck you're going to do it. Because guess what? And you can read about this in my article in Control Forever magazine. It's called Crowd Surfing Your Way Out of Hell. No one is going to fucking help you.
Right.
No one. The only person that's going to help you is yourself, and you got to get your big boy pants on. And if you're lucky, your big boy pants look like these by Rick Owens. Really cool shit. But you have to no, you have to sit down and make that decision. We're going to tour, we're going to be a band, and we're going to do this. And it's a scary thing because you look at it and it doesn't always look like it's going to be good. But when you push and you set these high goals for yourself and you go out and do it, I'd say we're actually pretty happy. It's actually working,
One last thing I'm just curious about. Tell me about your name. That's the last question I want to ask.
Everyone knows now, so we can talk about it.
Yeah. You don't know?
No.
Really?
Another interview we did yesterday, they knew flat out. They're like, we did the research, we know who you are, we know where the name came from.
Well, you're asking because it was kind of like a secret for a while,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
No one really knew.
No, I actually don't know. But even if I did, I'd probably still ask you just because I assume that I want to assume that nobody else knows.
Basically, it came about because Ryan and I, when we were doing this idea of a band or a side project, we wanted a brand. We wanted like a branding kind of name, almost like a Calvin Klein or a Rick Owens or whatever, because we were envisioning like a clothing line as well as everything else, the music.
Like we do.
Like we do already. And it was actually an accident how it sort of came about. I was watching Inside the Actors Studio, where they bring one-on-one like famous actors, and Richard Gere was on, and they were talking to him, and I happened to just be like cruising around my house, and I heard the guy say, so, this movie, American Gigolo, and your character, Julien-K, how did this, da-da-da-da. That was sort of the breaking point for Richard Gere. And I heard the name, and for some reason it just stuck with me, and I started thinking about it, because I always loved the soundtrack. It's Giorgio Moroder did it. It's Blondie, and I don't know. There's a lot of this like '80s like synth wavy, dancey kind of music, and it was like really sort of what was a lot of the inspiration for where we were heading already. And I just thought, it's kind of interesting. Like, I wonder how we could change it around. So I changed the spelling. I made Julien the French way, right? And just dropped the rest and just had a letter K, and that was literally our initial logo, that sticker that's over there, and just kind of made it look more techy, but at the same time it's a name, and it's a name out of a movie. I think there's been some other bands like Duran Duran came from Barbarella. That was the villain in Barbarella was Duran Duran, and what was the other one? Veruca Salt was that girl in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So I mean, there's been other bands. Yeah, right.
Death by Stereo.
Rubber Band Jump.
No, Death by Stereo was the saying
That's
in
not
Lost
a name.
Boys.
Yeah,
Lost
but
Boys.
it's not a name.
Arrow to the.
I'm talking names, like people, like a name, a person.
Oh, name of a person.
Like a character.
Gotcha. Yeah,
So I just thought it was kind of cool because he was a gigolo, right? Like he's like a male gigolo. I don't know. There were a lot of funny
It was a really dark movie.
Yeah, but it is a very dark movie
and
too.
there's a lot of 80s aesthetic that we like with the Mercedes and all the kind of different stuff that we did.
So it just all kind of fell together, and I thought, that's kind of interesting. And so we had a bunch of names that we were kind of showing all our friends, and that was the only one that people were like, I don't know, I like that one. That one,
well.
yeah, it tested well, and so it just stuck. That was it. But we never told anybody where it came from, and we always try to make people figure it out. But a lot of times people will come up, I know where you got your name from, and they'll be American Gigolo. yeah.
I think in the beginning too, we didn't know because Orgy was still going. It never really ended actually until Jay just goes, I'm doing Orgy 7 years later, and I quit the band, but I have the name and all this kind of. We were just like, what? Okay, that doesn't make any sense. I think that we thought that we might be DJs. That might be a DJ name, right? Because we don't really plan on being in another band, But I think that we can't help it. Right. I think we just make bands. So,
Well, tell everybody where they can find you on the interwebs and follow you and like you and buy your music and
K dot whatever. Julien-K.com, Julien-K on Facebook, The Real Rinsk or The Real Ryan Shuck on Instagram. Are you Amir Darak?
Yeah.
Just Amir fucking
I am.
Really?
The one and only.
This is the hardest one. By an Ion,
Yeah.
which is his band.
Banny and I'm joking. No, just Google Julien-K. You'll find us all.
And then Biddy Cobra.
Biddy Cobra.
Yeah.
It's my
Biddy
stage.
Cobra.
It's my stage name.
Julien-K Official on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
On Instagram, there's a Julien-K official.
Yeah. So, but we control all of them, so we post on them. We always post funny shit. I mean, today there's a dance party that we posted. It's all really, really fun stuff. And then if you want to hear our new music and you want to kind of hear us return to our roots in orgy and even darker, I would check out, Harmonic Disruptor on Indiegogo. The campaign is ongoing. It's at I think 800% of our requested amount, and it's really fucking cool. And you're gonna hear a lot of new music and see some cool visuals. And there's a lot of cool stuff and ways to take part in what we're doing. And without you, we are nothing.
no band is.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so
Thank
much.
Such a pleasure, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Now you can enjoy Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.